Hello, my name is Ross Etkin, and I'm doing a presentation on what makes me, me. My family and their history have shaped me into who I've become. My dad is a German Catholic from Northwest Ohio, and that's his home church over there, and my mom was raised by a first-generation American who was born in Germany, and she actually had to escape across the Berlin Wall, which is right here. Who I am. Especially my dad, he's taught me that everyone has 168 hours in a week, and it's your own choice on what you do with those 168 hours. And my mom's side of the family has taught me that risking everything is worth having a chance to be free. And throughout everything, you still have to come back to your family, but freedom is the most important thing. And the third thing is my life through baseball, and it's taught me a lot of life lessons, especially about failure and getting back up and getting back after it. Everything is earned. Nothing is given to you. Everything that you get is through the work you've put into it. And you should never complain about your situation, because there are always people who are in a worse off situation. You never have to look far. That's one of my dad's favorite sayings. And this has been a part of my life in a huge way. When I was diagnosed with diabetes, I was in the hospital for 3 days, and on the last day, my dad took me through the cancer ward at Children's Hospital, and he told me, you never have to look far to see someone worse off, and that's always, been in my mind when I thought I've had a rough time or anything, that my life's pretty good, and I should be thankful for it. And the early bird gets the worm. You get what you put into life, and if you wake up and you get after it, life will reward you. If you're lazy and you don't get after it, life will come back and bite you. To be free. My mom's family is from Germany, or at least most of her family. My great-grandma was born in Berlin in 1908, and my grandma was born in Berlin in 1938. And they got caught on the wrong side. They got caught on the east side when the Russians came in, and she escaped, and she met my grandfather, who was an African American in the American military, and subsequently they had 3 children, and they ended up getting a divorce when my mom was 12. My mom was the oldest child, and my grandma had to come over to the United States, not knowing the language, and raise 3 children, and she did a very good job of it. And all 3 of them went to college. All 3 of them are successful, and she really teaches me that you get what you put out of life. You have to depend on yourself and no one else, and you always have to be humble, which is my next slide. Nothing more is worth having to be free, and this is me when I went over to Germany for the first time to see a lot of my family that my grandma left over there, and it was pretty cool to see the wall that separated my family for several decades. And you have to be humble of where you came from, and you have to always remember where you came from. That my family worked to get out of a place where you didn't have any choice, and now I'm in a place because my family worked so hard to get out of a place where you can't make an honest living, you can't determine what you're going to be. And this is significant because both sides of my family, they have been instrumental in who I've become today. And my last point is my life through baseball. It's been the majority of my life, and baseball's taught me many things about failure. Baseball players fail a lot, and it's not about failing, it's about what you do after failure. And it teaches a lot about life. In baseball, you can have a bad game, but you usually have a game the next day or the day after that. And life, you wake up every morning and life comes back at you. You don't get a break. Just like like baseball, and it's only for the mentally strong. This is just a picture of the greatest tool is failure, and you learn everything about your life through failure. In conclusion, my family always keeps me grounded and working hard because they come from various places and they've had to go through a lot to become where they are today. And baseball keeps teaching me that, you know, you always have to work through the tough times and beat failure.